In the studio with Chris and DJ RecBoys Shot. You know we in the stew, in the streets or in the booth. Get in tune, click and view, and get into the interview. Behind the scenes of all your dreams and everyone you listen to. Underground or on the scene, you might catch a gem or two. 845 or worldwide, digital or physical. On the block or in the news, we understand we did it too. Promote yourself or get a budget. Gotta learn the do's and doesn't. Gotta learn when to bet it. If we said it, you could trust it. Cause you're now in the studio with Chris and DJ RecBoys Shot.
What's shaking, my peoples? You already know what it is. DJ RecBoys Shot, the homie Chris, in the studio, coming to you live and direct on a Friday. You know what that means. Chris, tell them what that means, homie. Tell them.
Oh, man. You already know that means we got an exclusive, man. Tonight, yeah, I'm excited, man. I've been really this whole week going through and doing my research more and more about this certain producer, you know what I mean, / artist. I found out he was an artist as well. I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? We're not even gonna play no games, man. He's worked with Sean P, Eminem, Max B, Neo, Joe Budden, Tyler Carlee. I believe I seen a video with Billy Dance as well. But we got the producer, Grammy Award-winning producer, Dockish.
Nice. Homie, what's up, man? How you feeling, man?
Fellas, how y'all doing?
You know, same old, just being easy. Happy to have you in the building with us.
Appreciate you having me.
Yo, listen, the pleasure is all ours, man. Like, I mean, like it's not every day that you get to sit down and chop it up with a Grammy Award winning producer. So I don't, you know, like, and I'm gonna get a little nerdish, you know, because I'm not a producer. I'm a beat maker. The guy on the other end, he's the guy who wants to be the producer. I'm cool with just making beats. You get what I'm saying? But there is a difference. And like I said, I'm hyped to have you here. You get what I'm saying? Because this is super dope. How you feeling, homie?
I feel good, man. I just want to say, man, just because you're a beat maker, you're still a producer.
Well, yeah. But you know, I mean, I don't want to take away from the craft of people who actually produce. Because I know, like there's certain things that I do that I hand things off to other people to do. And then they bring everything else to life. And I don't want to discredit none of them. You get what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's like some people, I'm like the mulatto. You know, some people be like, yo, listen, some producers don't want to claim you. You get what I'm saying? They be like, nah, you a beat maker. And I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But then some are like, nah, like yourself, you like, yo, it's all in one. So as long as you getting it in, it is what it is. But, you know, hey, what can I do? You know,
I mean, a lot of producers, we do that. We all do that. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people don't give the credit due. You know what I mean? Where it's like a start off here and then they'll end up here. And then this person will add this person. This, you know what I mean? And then it becomes what it becomes. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a lot of fun in itself. You know what I mean?
Yes. Real quick, before we even get into it, let the people know who you are, what you do, and why I'm so happy that you're here. Because I'm pretty sure you know why. But go ahead, tell the people real quick.
Listen, I don't know why you're so happy I'm here. I'm glad you're happy I'm here, but I'm Dockish. Been producing for some time now. It's funny because I heard Chris bring up the fact that I was an artist, and that was a long time ago. But you know, I started off as a DJ, been producing, you know, do a lot of TV, film work too. I got a show with Billy Dance from MOP called the Dr. Dance Show. We've been doing that since 2017, 2018. We're actually bringing it back. And I got Talk-ish. That's the new brand of clothing and / podcast. So a lot of times I like to try to teach kids and teach people because I run a youth program that I've done for over 10 years now. And so it kind of like follows into Talk-ish, where it's like, you know, there's a lot of things that we can help out with one another, with each other. Don't have to be so shut off and closed-minded and keep people from falling victim to a lot of craziness, you know, that happens in the business. So I kind of do that, and like I try to bring like chief editors from magazines and record label execs and A&Rs to the show, so that way they can kind of like teach, because a lot of people don't listen to what I say. I'll say something and they'll be like, man, whatever, and then this person over here say the exact same thing I say, but they'll listen to it. So that's why a lot of times, I started that to bring that to the table, so then that way, a lot of times people could build and learn and kind of feed off of what's happening, what's going on in the world, like with the labels and everything, and with the music industry, and with the media, because the media is changing since the pandemic and everything. So it's like, media's been changing since, honestly, since George Floyd was killed. You know what I mean? So there's just a lot of things that happened in 2020 that has changed hip hop, changed history, changed the world. So it's like I just try to, help people out, and that's all I like to do.
First of all, that's super dope, because it sounds like it's in the studio, just dockish. You get what I'm saying? Where you're helping, you're giving a platform to people who need to be heard, and bringing in people who they need to listen to, who they need to hear the stories of. And it's no different from us and the people that are watching our show and who we deal with. We just had not too long ago, we finished up our BYB Blaster Beats production little contest, and shout out to the homie Amadeus. He actually signed one of the winners. So and it was dope, because it started out as an idea and it ended up to leading to somebody getting a job and somebody else.
And that's an amazing producer right there.
Yo, listen, tell him again, because a lot of people, it's weird, because it's like, listen, we don't have the crazy freestyles. Yeah, we're not talking real reckless on the show, but we're actually doing this shit for the culture. And there's a big difference. And a lot of times, and I know you see it when you're doing your show, you might not get the views that they get on a fucking Vlad or somebody else. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, but the content that you're putting out is touching more lives. It's actually,
you know what it is? Positive content doesn't go far. You know what I mean?
It's hard.
Negative content goes on and on and on and on and on. People feed off of negative. I don't know why. Like, that's why I stay off of Twitter, because I'm like, Twitter just is like like, if you're having a good day and you go on Twitter, man, it might change your whole day. You start reading how people are, and it's like, well, Amadeus, like, I met him probably 2000, I'm trying to think, 9 or 10. We were doing a producers panel together, and this is back when they were doing a lot of panels where they would bring, producers, they'd bring A&Rs, they'd bring songwriters, and each one would have their slot, and people would come, and like, artists would submit their music and, feedback and stuff like that. We give feedback, and we'd also help, people out and teach them and stuff like that. But like Amadeus, like, he's one of the hitmen of Bad Boy. So when you sit there and you talk about Bad Boy, you talk about all the artists that are on Bad Boy, Puff, you're talking about Amadeus. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's like, Puff took, no disrespect, but Puff took all the credit for, everything.
Yeah.
But, the hitmen were really the ones that made the magic, made the artists successful, made them happen. You know what I mean? So shout out to Amadeus, because, that dude is amazing.
The king is people don't realize.
He's one of the most humblest people I ever met, honestly, and ever spoken to, especially to be where he's at and done what he has done. It's crazy we talking about him, because even Jimmy Kendricks, we got a connection with him as well. And somebody just posted today on his page, and he actually sent it to my inbox and said, "Yo, check this out, bro. When some artists hit him up, and he was doing a favor for some artists, but he didn't move as quick as everybody wanted everybody to move like this, so he didn't move.
Right.
He was doing it on his leisure, and the girl put up some post about him, and I'm like, Jimmy, like, that's never Jimmy's character. Like, he does everything you just said. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. The problem is a lot of times people, they want and expect you to move. Like, I've been chewed out before for not like listening to somebody's music. that same week they sent it to me. And I don't check, first of all, I don't check my messages like on Messenger and on Instagram like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when you're a producer, like it's like we love, you know, just like what you were talking about was we like to produce, we like to be creative. You know what I'm saying? We like to just create. Like if a lot of us, if we could just live in the studio and make beats all day and just get a paycheck and just keep going, we would do that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we don't want to deal with all the business BS of the game and stuff like that. So a lot of times, man, people have to understand it's like, waves come and go. And what I mean by that is that creative waves, like when they come, man, you gotta ride it until that shit just doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? And when you're in that creative wave and you're in that moment, man, it's like it's the best feeling ever. And the thing about it is that a lot of people don't respect your time. You know what I mean? Period. And it's just crazy because, to hear that, that person came at, Jimmy like that just sounds so typical.
Yo, listen, I'm because somebody tagged me in it and they were like, yo, do you believe this? And I'm like, yo, listen, you're bugging. First and foremost, you're bugging out. Like that's not nowhere near nothing of Jimmy's caliber. You get what I'm saying? Like that shit sound crazy. And I was like, yo, but you know what might have happened is somebody might have kind of hacked his account and it actually hit Shorty up or whatever the case may be. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt because somebody who wanted, well, another DJ hacked my page, but there was nothing on my page but contacts. Right. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, nigga, like the hassle of me having to start a new page and do all that stupid shit was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, you did that just to see who was following me, just to get in contact with the people who are actually, that follow my page and do that stupid shit.
Well, what's crazy is there's a lot of scam artists, a lot of spam. I've been hacked before too many times, and it's crazy because what I learned was that a lot of times people build lists of contacts. So they go in and then they sell lists to whatever group needs them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like they keep building all these contacts, and then it's like they fuck it up for you because then they send out whatever email, whatever thing that's not related to you, and everybody's like, yo, Doc, is this you? Like,
yo, listen,
are you selling sunglasses?
Yeah, yo, listen.
I'm like, nah.
The shit is super weird, man. I'm like, yo, dude, like you did all of that just to get my contact info when I would have gave it to you. Like I would have brought that shit to a hard drive. Yo, dude, because I was off of Facebook for about maybe, I want to say like a month and a half, 2 months because it was such a hassle to get it back. And I'm like, yo, listen, for this, fuck it, man. Like, I'll fall back. It's not that serious. But back to what you were saying about when you get in that wave. When you do get in that wave, you got to write it out because there's a lot of times where that wave isn't there. And then you force it. And then which is wasted time, wasted space on your hard drive. It's just wasted energy. And then it gets you into a funk. I don't know about you, but I also DJ'd and anytime I got in a producer funk, I would go back to mixing. I would go back to mixing records. I would be like, all right, fuck it. Let me work on a mixtape, with some new music that's out just to get past that block. From a producer's nerd head right here, what is your go-to thing to do when you start a track? Like when you're going in to work with anybody, I don't care if it's Neo, I don't care who it is. When you're going in to start working and you got your artist, what is the first thing you going to? Like what are you doing? You doing the drums? Are we doing the melody? Are we zoning out to something different to get vibes? Or
I mean, you know what? Honestly, that's a really good question because I'm a visual person. So, like for me, I gotta like see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta paint the picture. So, it depends. Like every single time, and I'll be dead honest. Like I work with, like my favorite is probably the MPC. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But
now we get into it. Yeah,
but
let's get to it.
Like I work with Ableton. I work with Logic, and a lot of times, you know, like for instance, like when I did the Eminem "We Made You" record, that was a record that happened by accident. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was sitting there, I was producing, and I did all that on the MPC, and I was just having fun chopping up samples. You know what I'm saying? And then it turned into 2 beats, and I had 2 beats going, and I was just like, "Yo, this is crazy." And I said, "You know what? Let me just flip this real quick, and use this as the hook, and then let me play with this, and let this be the verse."
Nice.
Then when we did that, it's like after I did that, then it was like, then I could hear, like this is how it started. I could hear Sleepy Brown on the hook from thinking like Outkast would be dope on this record, right?
Got you.
Yeah, Outkast would be dope. I'm hearing Sleepy Brown because you know how dope he is. He has some crazy ideas for some hooks. And then when it turned into like Bizarre doing the record, before Bizarre did the record, Charmaine was in the studio with me, and she's the girl that's singing on the hook to this day.
Okay.
And so she was all over the place, and she was just like, "Yo," and I was just like, nah, that's not it. And I mean, I tried a lot of different hooks with a lot of different artists for this particular song, and it's crazy because it's like when you have this feeling. She asked me, "What do you see?" And I said, "I'm gonna be honest with you. I see like a party. Like I said, just reminds me of like the house parties back in high school when like you used to sit there, you roll deep with your boys and stuff. You get out the car, you walk in the party, you got girls and everything, and everybody saying what up to you and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like you strolling in there like you're the shit, like you're the king. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like and at the same time, you're getting other people excited, whatever. But they kind of building up like your what's the word I'm thinking of? Not cockiness, but like they're building up your
your self-esteem.
Yeah, right.
You're puffing up your ego.
So it's crazy. Yeah. So as soon as I broke all that down, because I was taught by Metamorphosis at 18 years old when I was signed to X-Files Records, it was like the first thing he said was, "Doc, what do you see? Give me a video for this beat," right? So I was always taught to build off of visual, not off of sound. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So like for me, I always build off of like the mood I'm in. Like if I see like something theatrical, I'm gonna go theatrical. If I see something like just like some hard hitting in the dungeon, I'm gonna go that route. So then when Charmaine heard everything I said, she said, "When you walked through the doors, it was clear to me you're the one they adore that they came to see. You're a rock star. Everybody wants you. Player who could really hate you were the ones that made you." And so it was just like, boom. First take, we just knew it. We're just like, "Yo, that's hot. That's hot. Get out the booth. That's hot." Never did I think it was gonna go where it went, obviously, but it was a lot of fun. You know what I mean? And I think when I build records, that's how I build them. I build them visually. You know what I mean? And then that way, it helps me dictate where I want to go with it. You know, my boy who's a songwriter, he says he paints pictures. So like in his mind, when he's singing notes, he's using colors. So like he what blue, green, you know what I mean? So I think visual is an important part when you're producing because I don't like to just make beats to make beats. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to have kind of a direction. You know what I'm saying? Like have like a vision. You know what I mean? I don't like it when people say, "Yo, send me some hot shit."
Yeah. Because it's all
what you want, Chris? Yo, send me some hot shit. You know, it's well, what does that mean? Like, are you in some dark mystery horror flick type of mood? Are you in like did you just fall in love with some girl and you want a love song? You know what I mean? Like it is crazy because it's like I remember Prodigy, rest in peace, before he passed. I had the opportunity to get ready to work with him, and I didn't get that chance. But when we were talking, it was cool because like we both were on the same page of what's the theme, what's the picture, how do you see it, like what's because every artist, when they build a project, when they build an album, it's never the same as the last one. You know what I mean? If it is, fans are going to get bored. You know what I mean?
No,
Point blank.
Absolutely. Well,
let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this because I read in an article where you had, I guess you send a beat to somebody else in D12. They let M hear it, and then he hit you like, yo, M want the beat. And you say, stop playing me. You hung up the phone. And then he hits you back. And you say, no, I'm serious. And then you say, yeah, whatever. Then his management hit you up. Is that a true story?
Yeah. What happened? What happened was, as y'all could tell, I'm a comedian. You know what I'm saying? So I love being, and Bizarre is like beyond.
Yeah. Super funny.
He's a whole other level. Yeah. So he jokes all the time, so you don't know when he's serious or not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the middle of a session, and when he called me with it, he was like, "Yo, Marshall wants the record," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "No, for real. Like the management's gonna call you." Yes, all right. And it just clicked because I was in that zone, and I didn't want to be taken out of that zone with some like
a joke. A joke. Yeah.
Because at that moment, it just didn't, it didn't feel real. You know what I mean? And so then they called back, and I was just like, man, I ain't answering this shit. And so then they called back, and my boy Gambino, he's from Hartford. Okay. So I'm from Hartford, Connecticut. So Hartford, if you've ever been to Hartford, it's but so big. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like if you from Hartford and you're in the music business,
you know everybody.
Like, and he raps, he's dope as hell. And he was Bizarre's cousin. He was like, Doc, chill, don't hang up. Like, no, for real, he's serious. So then that's when I was like, that's when I was really listening, like, get out of here. Like, what happened? And then that's when they told me the story that Bizarre was playing music off of his album. M was playing music off of his album. And as Bizarre was playing music, they were like, whoa, bring that back. And then when they heard it, they were like, nah, let me get that. So
nice.
So was that your first placement? That was the first placement ever? That was 2009, right?
Say it one more time.
That was your first placement, and that was 2009, right?
Yeah. That was my first major placement. Yep.
Crazy. Crazy how that all works out. Like,
it's like it's surreal. You know what I mean? The thing about it is like when you go into it, you have this whole picture of how you see yourself, how this is gonna happen, how that's gonna happen. And I was working with, like, before I was working with KRS-One and Cool G Rap and Mike Geronimo and some Wu-Tang members and all that stuff. But like nothing had been like released yet. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so in my vision, I always picture myself like working, work. You know what I mean? And building. And then it was just crazy because when that happened, I had told my manager at the time that, because he was always trying to pull me away from being creative. And that's the thing too, man. You have got to have a strong team behind you.
Yeah, that believes in you. That believes in you though. They have to believe in you. And
they gotta believe in you
and your creativity.
They gotta believe in you and your creativity, and they have to have your back and be ready, so that way when it's go time, because what happens is after that Eminem thing, man, my phone was ringing off the hook, and it's like you know, from Katy Perry to this and that. So it's like, and I'm like hip hop Mobb Deep type of producer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, whoa, 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 like, how did I get into this pop category? You know what I mean? So it's just, you know what I mean? So it's just crazy because you really have to be prepared. And the thing about it is that having the right team to back you and support you, and you know, have your attorneys, have your management. I mean, dude, I've had people where you know, they shitted on that beat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit there and say it's one of my best beats ever, because I don't think it's one of my best beats ever. But it was crazy because certain artists was like, "How do you rap to this?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then it's like, and then they jump on the wave of that artist because that artist had, you know, it is buzzing in the industry, and then it's like you start to look at your team like, whoa, you just said this was hot, like right before he entered in the room, and now you change your mind. So that's why it's important, man, to have a team. Like it's like, and a lot of times, man, like we're all guilty of it, but a lot of times we always try to keep people around us that we knew, that we grew up with, that's family to us, blah blah blah. But like, you can't do it, man, because you're gonna end up dragging a whole lot of people on your coattail. And it's just gonna wear you down, man.
110% correct. And not only that, you want to have your team intact because you don't want to miss opportunities, because your team isn't there to weave out the good opportunities. You get what I'm saying? And like you said, it's very, very. I'm glad you said it, because when we say it all the time, and they look at us like we got 3 heads. And no, real talk. And
no, I'm laughing because I believe you. Because like I said, when I say things, people they'll listen. And then the next person says it, they're like, "Oh shit, yeah."
Like
right.
yo, it makes sense. No.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, "Wait a minute, I've been telling you that for the last 90 days." Yeah. I mean, hey, listen. However they get it, they get it. But yeah, man, it's the team is very important, very, very important. Best.
Hold on. I want to go back to Eminem thing real quick. So you get the call, you speak to the management and everything. Do you fly out there? Because I seen Dr. Dre got credits on there too. So does that mean y'all work together? Like, did he come and try to add some stuff to your beat, or did he get an executive produce because he did it with Eminem on his side?
Well, Dr. Dre is Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you know Dr. Dre is not gonna let some producer from Hartford, Connecticut take full credit for Eminem's first single off of a 4 or 5 year hiatus. You know what I mean? Right, it's not going to happen. Secondly, goes back to the team thing. You know what I'm saying? Where I was fighting for credits by myself.
That was my next thing.
My manager was in cahoots with Dr. Dre's attorney. So, and at the same time, I have a lot of health issues. So I was at a really, 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 really bad point in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like really bad. So it was they got me at a good time. You know what I mean? They really got me at a good time. Dude. And the thing is if you had the right team, they picked that up. They picked that up for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was just the whole time I was fighting. And I mean, I fought for what? Additional credits? You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So it's just crazy because it's just crazy. But you know what though? I one thing I have to say is that even though it didn't happen how I wanted it to at all, financially, you know what I mean? My family would still be set, you know what I mean, off the royalties with a lot of that. But M's management, I don't know why, but his name just completely slipped my mind. Who's his manager? My mind just went blank.
Yeah, I don't know his manager. I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Because he's on the records. He's always like, "Em, what are you doing? Why are you giving me this stuff?" Oh my God, anyways, what I have to is 3 months after like Rolling Stone magazine and all these people were like, wow, like Dre, like these are some interesting drum patterns. Like you never used anything like this before. Like what made you, do this? So it was starting to catch on. People were like, this isn't, because Dre, even when Scott Storch and DJ Quick and everybody was doing everything for Dre, it still had that you know what I mean?
Dre goes in and tweaks his thing and he makes it his beat. So I mean,
yeah.
you could tell somebody. You can tell Scott Storch might have played some keys
Paul
on
Rosenberg.
there.
Yes, thank you, Kevin.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Paul Rosenberg. I have to take my hat off to him because he broke the story. He broke the story on MTV. So Jason Rodriguez hits me up from MTV and was like, "Yo, we heard that you're the real producer behind this beat." You know what I'm saying? And then that went viral, and then you know what I mean. And then everybody started picking up the story, and then they hired a publicist for me. I didn't have to pay for anything. They hired a publicist for me, Greg Miller. And Greg Miller just ran with everything. And then when the Grammys happened, like he had red carpet, everything. Like it was just, and they didn't have to do that. Like they really didn't have to do that. And was crazy. And I want everybody on here to try to do this research. And if you find it, let me know. But M tried to give me credit twice, and each time on Shade 4-5 and the dude over in the UK, I forget his name. I don't know why my mind's blank today.
The kid who does all the freestyles. I can't remember the kid's name
but
either.
He was like Doc Ish from Connecticut made the beat, and so because they were breaking down every single song on the album. And if you notice, if you go back and you go to YouTube, every song is on there, but we made you like every single song is on there, but that like it just skips because he said stuff about me, and then they took it out.
Oh, Tim Westwood.
Yeah, Westwood. That's what I was gonna say. Westwood.
Yeah. Tim Westwood.
Yeah, Westwood. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what's the next after this? I'm sure you learned a lot from that. What's the next placement for you?
I got a lot of producer heads tuned in, man.
I don't know.
Shout out to my producer heads.
Huh?
Nah, we got everybody that's tuning in right now. They producers. I got a lot of producers in the building, and it's weird because we get them, but they don't usually comment, and so it's dope to see them comment. Everybody is comment and is producers, so it's kind of dope that they're in here and they're tuned in, and they got your back.
It might have been Max B. These Streets might have been the next one. It might have been Saigon, Fuck Me, Fuck You. It's hard because it's like during that time, it was so honest. Like, to be honest with you, Chris, there was so much going on that obviously I fired my manager on the spot. I fired everything.
Oh, wow.
Got rid of everybody. He went to jail for 7-8 years. That's a whole nother story. I had to restart my team, you know what I'm saying? Which is a scary place to be in because when you actually like hit restart at a time in your life when you're at your peak almost, you know what I'm saying? It gets kind of crazy. Billy Danz was always in my corner from MOP.
Nice.
He's like a brother to me. I honestly don't know what the next placement was because there was so much going on, and I'm trying to remember the timeline of like who put out what next. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the other thing too.
How was it working with somebody like Talib Kweli? Because I'm watching as a fan from the outside, and I'm like, yo, this guy's mind seems to be like so far ahead. You know what I'm saying? And with you being a visual person, I can see how y'all does it just mesh. You know what I mean? When y'all get together to make that track?
Talib Kweli was it's crazy because I love Talib Kweli to death. And I was being managed by Umi, Mos Def's mother. So Umi brought that together. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because I take that back. Umi had not yet. She wanted to manage me. She wasn't managing me yet. She met me while I was with the other manager that I fired, right? And so it was crazy because Talib, when I played the first beat for him, it was actually These Streets for Max B. And he was like, nah, I don't like it. He was like, that ain't for me. So that right there was challenging for me. So I loved it because I was like, because I don't get down if somebody, because everybody, like if I sit there and say, yo, damn, this girl's beautiful, I love her. And Shah's like, yeah, she bad. And Chris is like, nah, she ain't for me. Like every chick isn't, you know what I'm saying? Like we all like different stuff. So I treat tracks like chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like certain females, you know, are perfect for people. Certain ones are not. You know what I mean? But like you can't beat yourself up because such and such didn't like it. You know what I mean? Because as you guys have just seen, you know, I told you a couple major artists passed on. Matter of fact, Riggs will tell you to this day. Riggs Morales, he'll tell you he was the A&R from Shady Records who passed on We Made You. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it's just crazy because then it got to him, and, you know, so, and that's why people got to be careful when they play A&R because they really don't know what the artist wants. But because they don't know what mood they're in, what, you know, if they're in a good mood, a bad mood, whatever. But to work with Tyler Kweli was amazing because I made the beat, Is It a Dream? And to get in the studio with him, I'd never seen somebody work like so ridiculous and so efficient. Like he would sit there and he would write a bar and he would spit it. And then he'd write another bar and he spit it. And he'd write another bar and he spit it. And he'd write another bar and he spit it. And then you play it back and it sounded like every single bar was written all at the same, like together. And it was just like the way he created it and flipped it. Oh, yeah, it was, you know, he destroyed it, man. He murdered it. So it was just, like, that's the thing that I love is like I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like a lot of times, some of the most talented artists are not the ones you hear on the radio.
Oh no, we believe that. We know that. We know that for a fact. But do you know what's the dopest part is, and it sounds like the dopest part for you is just being in there and being in the creative process. Like some people like to create and then just be like, yo, oh, you like this? All right, here. And then, you know, and then when you send it, you know, when you done, you send it back. You get what I'm saying? And
right.
I know me personally.
Yeah, no, the creative process is the best.
Yes. I mean, especially like we had a team. It was when we did it, it was a factory line. I might start with the drums. I give it to Chris for the melody. We give it to our engineer. He'll mix what we got, and then he'd be like, yo, you need to go back through because we need this and this. And then I'll play with it for a little while, and then Chris will play with it for a little while. And it's funny is that we won't hear the finished product until it's done. But like if we need to go in and add anything or take anything out or change anything, that's when, you know, we go in. But once it's like, okay, your part is done, then it's off to the next one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless we're in where we have an artist who comes in and says, yo, listen, I need something. Now it's, me personally, I don't want to give you anything that I've already made because it wasn't made for you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna fit your foot. Like these are custom to. You get what I'm saying? Unless it fits your mood, which it happens, but it's not as organic as if we go in there. You tell me, yo, listen, this is what I'm going for right now. You know, but
you know what's cool is the way Max B used to work. Max would jump in the booth, right? As soon as he liked the beat, he'd jump in the booth. And he would hum out the hooks, and he'd be like, "Yo, keep recording that." And he'd be like, "Yeah, give me another track." And then I would have so many layers of vocals and he's coming up with words in between these vocals, and then I'm like, yo, like the first time I worked with him, I was like, yo, how am I gonna
how am I gonna get all of this shit somewhere to where I understand? Yeah. I can't delete nothing because he needs. How do I know what he needs?
Yeah, like he didn't say the word over here, but on this track he did. And yo, but Max, man, Max is dope, man. Max. Yeah, you know, I miss him. He was funny. He used to live pretty much in Connecticut because he was getting a lot of money in Connecticut.
I bet he was.
It was a lot of artists, a lot of shows. He was getting paid, so he was at my studio a lot, and it was dope to watch him work, and his work ethic was crazy, man. Dope. I mean, he would sit there, he'd come in, and he rubbed his hands up against the studio, like the on the log
on the Apollo, he come in.
He come in and he rubbed it. It was like he was becoming one with the studio. You know what I'm saying? But he would, with the I don't know why my mind's blank tonight, man. I apologize, guys.
No, you good. We vibing.
The acoustics. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The acoustics, man. It's just one. It's one of those Fridays, man. It's one of those Fridays where it's like, but yeah, the creating process, I have to say, was, it's probably one of that's why I would choose. Me personally, I would choose to work on one song creatively with the artist in the studio than sell 5 beats over email. You know what I mean? And that might have hurt me, but at the end of the day, it's like the relationships that I built with all these artists, it's like we talk on a regular basis. Like I'm friends with a lot of these people, and that's the thing. It's like that's more meaningful than to just like I hate shopping beats through and like that was one of the reasons why I left the industry from I'm not saying one of the reasons, but from 2012 to 2017 to 2012, 13 to 2017 that's when you see like a big disappearing act from Doc Ish, because I was going through a lot with the family, and I was just sick of going through like different managers and everything, and I was like lost, you know what I'm saying, and the creativity was just gone. Like I just didn't see it. Like the music, I just didn't see. So I had to walk away. That's one of the reasons why I dropped Lost Files. That's out now, is because a lot of those songs, were lost in hard drives and different situations and stuff like that. And I didn't have all the files to mix. And I'm a picky ass dude. Like I have to have things mixed like right to send them out. But I started this EP series because I was listening to a lot of stuff on Spotify one day, and I was like, you know what? I need to put my pride to the side and release some of these songs that I did in 2009 and 2010 and 2011. And some of them, like the song with Nature, Save My, there was so many people that was on it, but the only file I had was the version with him in Blackistan. So it's like I had to put it out because, you know what I mean? I couldn't just let it go to waste, you know what I mean? And it's like music, man, like hip hop, I love it. So that's kind of what brought me back really was like the different aspects of how hip hop is breaking down into subgenres, and everything's going independent, and you don't need labels like that anymore. You don't need a lot of that. It brings a lot, like all this social media stuff brings guys like all of us together and stuff like that. So
without the bullshit.
Yeah, without the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So, that's a lot of fun, you know what I mean, to me.
No, I get it. Hold on, somebody wanted to ask you a question. I've heard him say he was signed a couple times. Has any of those producer publishing deals? Was he happy? Was you happy with the deals you got, and did you learn any valuable lessons from producer publishing deals?
On publishing deals, is really it's a good question. Publishing deals are really some people like them, some people don't. Okay, like because like I always use this example. Otis Redding. Okay, Otis Redding died too quickly in his career, right? And his music was not mainstream at all at the time. But you tell me, I mean, not right now with COVID-19, there's no movies coming out. But you tell me when there's a movie in an entire year that doesn't come out one of his songs on the soundtrack or on the score. You know what I'm saying? Like his music is what I call timeless.
It is timeless.
He made timeless music. So a lot of producers, a lot of artists, they don't want to sign off or sell a publishing deal because publishing deals work like this. Let's say you get a 5-song publishing deal, okay? So if you get a 5-song publishing deal, that's 100% of 5 songs, okay? Now, you don't get 100% publishing on 5 songs.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when people sign off, like, oh shit, 5 songs, like, yeah, I can do 5 songs. No, that's not how it works. How it works is if you get a 5-song publishing deal, they get the bulk of your publishing for the 5 songs of 100%. So let's say you do this beat for Eminem and you get 20% publishing. Then you do this beat for MOP and you get 35% publishing. Then you do this beat for Chance the Rapper and you get 25% publishing, right? So now you at what? What's that? 70, 80%, somewhere around there. So you've done three songs, but you still haven't finished 1 song.
Yeah, no, I get it. No.
So it's like a building process. So the thing about it is that when you get a deal, it's like, man, it better be a lot. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, I've been offered, publishing deals from EMI and Universal, and Jessica Rodriguez is like, I don't know if she's still with Universal, but she's like one of the best, easiest people to work with. Like she's fair and like she's honest and she knows how to, do a lot of stuff. But at the same time, it's like I did not sign a publishing deal because once you have X amount of hits under your under your belt, your dollar signs go up. Now, I fucked up because I left the industry during a time when shit was up. Right. So I'm back. Like I'm back starting in grind mode. I'm in the dungeon. I got weights around me, you know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
I'm in the basement, so it's like,
but you got plaques. And it's like,
you know what I mean? Yeah, I got plaques.
No, this is the real. No, this is the real. And it's dope that you being this honest because a lot of people don't understand that like when it comes to producing, like you can hit and then it could be gone.
Yeah.
But you can always hit again. It's never never dies out. It never dies out, but it's on you to work. And like you said, your biggest downfall was taking your break when you took your break. Had you taken your break any other time other than that, you know what I'm saying? It would have been it would have just been everything. Yeah, everything would have kept moving the way it needed to move. But
because when I sat down with Jessica Rodriguez, Jessica Rivera, she was also sitting down with Alex the Kid.
Okay.
So if y'all know who Alex the Kid is, he's teamed up with Skylar Grey, and they were banging out mad songs with B.O.B. and all types of hits. You know what I mean? So they were looking, because at that time I had a lot of melodic type of beats, right? So it's crazy because, he had a bigger repertoire at that time. Like he was back to back. I don't know what his deal was, so I, you know, even if I did, I wouldn't tell somebody what to say.
Yeah.
That's his business, you know. He wants to tell anybody, you know, that's him. But I remember like these kids, they did a song for Trey Songz, and then they got 350,000 like that, like real quick. When I got my first publishing deal, before they knew what my royalties were, they had offered me almost $1 million off of the Eminem record. Now at that time, I would have taken that, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person where during the time of 2012 and 2017, I was chilling because I was flipping houses like crazy. So I always, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a hustler. Like I took the money. I did shows, promoting and all that stuff. Bought a house in Virginia, bought another house, figured out that, you know, the north side of Richmond was booming because VCU, and then found out Texas was booming, found out this state. And I was buying houses for like 30, 40,000, turn around selling them for 190,000. And I mean, obviously I had to put like, you know, 50, 60, 70 grand into it. But, you know, to me, that was fun because I was sitting there building my you can get a lot of I saw the comment come up. You can get a lot of money for a publishing deal off of major artists like that. You're talking Eminem at that time, you know, Drake. I would say Drake. I would say Drake and probably I'll say Drake, maybe Lil Wayne, maybe Kendrick Lamar is probably bigger than Eminem status right now. Or maybe Jay-Z, you know, maybe Jay-Z and Drake. But at that time, I mean, you're talking about the biggest selling.
But break it down to them. So when they offered you, when you could have got $1 million, what was that? How many songs was that would have been off of?
That was one song.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So, but had you signed a publishing deal, and also tell them.
But no, they took it away. They offered it to me. I was going to take it, but when they found out that Dre got the bulk of the credits, and they saw that I got screwed, they were like, "Oh, we take that back."
Yeah. You don't even know what to do with that.
Produce some more records, we'll give you another one. You know what I mean? But at that time, what I started realizing was a friend of mine. He, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the producer Nobody.
Yeah.
He did Akon, Locked Up. He did Big Pun. I'm still a hater. I'm not a player. Or
I thought he did the Not So Hard joint.
Who's that?
This kid, Nobody.
No, I'm saying I know. By who?
By Pun.
Oh, he might have.
I thought there was one with him.
He did a couple of
Darnell Joints. I thought it was him and Darnell Joints.
Yeah, he did a couple of joints, but he schooled me to the publishing game, and it's just crazy because, you know, when you buy publishing, like a lot of people buy other people's publishing, like producers, artists, like we'll buy other people's publishing, and then you sit on it, and it's like it's one of the best, smartest investments because it multiplies 3 to 10. And like right now with the COVID and Spotify and all this other shit, excuse me, it multiplies times 10 times 20. So if you buy 100,000 worth of publishing, what happens is you get 20% of that coming to you every time. So you're making money off of that every month. And then what happens is after a couple of years, then you turn around and you sell it for, you know, $1 million, you know, 500,000. Then you take that and you build another. So a lot of people, they buy publishing. And that's why a lot more artists are keeping their publishing because they know that where music's going out. Like for me, I'm keeping it all because I got kids and I want them to, you know, feed and eat off it. And the thing about it is that, you know, there's a song I did and I didn't take a huge publishing hit on it. And it's like one of my favorite songs. You know what I'm saying? Well, like it's like one of my favorite beats, but it's just a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They didn't push it right, but it's like I did it for AC3 And I think that like if I would have kept it, you know what I mean? Like I'm like right now I'm trying, my lawyers are working to try to buy it back. So then that way I can get all the owners' rights to it, because I know what I want to do with it. And I'm getting a lot more TV and film. And the thing is if you own the rights to your music, when you get these jobs, you can put your own music in the movie, and you're just getting paid over. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing is,
people don't understand that, and that's a whole nother show too. Because we had the homie Free Jack he actually worked with Dre. Yeah, during the Tupac era, ended the Tupac era, but yeah, now he's doing movies, and he's using he was talking about all his, like, everything is his, and like that's the new wave, you know. And he told us this about 2 years ago, so I can imagine what it is now.
Oh no, it's huge. I mean, I tell you, another big wave is the lo-fi shit, the lo-fi beats. That's like the biggest wave I've seen in a long time. Like, it's crazy because I used to make lo-fi beats like it was nothing. But see, the problem is that Drake, Eminem, Jay-Z, you know, whoever you want to name, MOP, you know, they're not looking for lo-fi type beats. But what's crazy is if you go to YouTube,
there's a huge market. That's all you see. Yeah,
that's all you see. Yeah, they got the biggest radio placement atmosphere going on right now, and it's just crazy because that's the wave I've been on. Like, you know, we're talking about waves. It was like, it's like I've been sitting here, I've been in the dungeon just making like all this good feeling music, and it's just like, it's just another added, you know, part of my catalog. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the thing. It's like when you're a producer, man, it's just building your catalog. You know, because artists are artists, and they're the poster child of producers. Like, that's why I did the EDM. I got into EDM, and EDM's a totally different world. And I just did this EDM joint for this company in overseas, Serbia, and the name of the company is Beatbind. And it's crazy because it was a lot of fun, and at the same time, in that world, the producer is like
everything.
It's everything.
He's the king. He's the king.
He's the king. The DJ, people going like this and stuff like that, and it's crazy because all they're listening to is beats.
Yo,
that's it.
Yeah. Before you go off this, because I wanted to get into this because we had did a joint, and one of our artists did a joint, and we did it specifically because he was performing at a rave type event. So it was an EDM, like hip hop beat, and it took off. And we have a homie who's really big on DJ and EDM scene. He was like, he told me, I want to say this was probably about like 8 years ago. He was like, yo, you guys need to work on producing more EDM records. And to me, it was weird because it's like, yo, it's just sounds. And it's like, there's really no, like, I don't know. There's no, to me, I grew up listening to Premier, RZA, those guys. So now there's always, you get what I'm saying? There's a bass somewhere. With EDM, it feels like there's bassless, or it's the same bass. You get what I'm saying? So my whole thing to question you is,
but look at trap though. Look at a lot of trap stuff. Is a lot of 808. You know what I mean? My uncle, who's a musician, he used to get on me all the time because he was like, Temptations, dum dum dum. He's like, as soon as that bass line came in, you knew what song it was. He was like, hip hop. He said, I don't get the same feeling from hip hop. And I'm like, you don't listen to enough hip hop. You know what I mean?
That's
my argument.
But that's very interesting, though, that you say that. And he's a musician, which is very, very like that's wow. Because I don't think that I don't get it from EDM. I just think, to me, I think hip hop, not even hip hop. I think EDM is a trace mode.
Energy based. I think EDM is like energy. It's just like taking a whole shitload of
okay, I get that.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever energy drinks, and everybody just, you know what I mean? Because when you make EDM, you have to be on some energetic type of, you know what I'm saying? Because it's really into hip hop records and create another way. Yes, you could. You know what I'm saying? EDM, all EDM is right now is trap hip hop.
Without the bass line, without the change up of the hi-hats, with all it is without different drums, without hip hop drums. That's all it is.
It is trap, techno mixed with something else. You know what I'm saying? That's what EDM is. And it's like and like I said, for me, I get bored a lot. So as a producer, it was just fun. You know, when I came back in 2017, I saw that there was a big wave on that, and I saw how I remember reading this article about Waka Flocka, and he was talking about how he kept doing these shows and EDM. I was like, what the fuck is EDM? And how he's like, yo, they pay, they do.
Nah, they do.
Pay.
Those festivals is
I've got
crazy.
paid more money off of EDM than off of anything else I've ever done. Like, they pay big checks. They pay big checks because they know that, I don't know why, but they know they're gonna make a shitload off of it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to answer somebody's question real quick because I saw somebody come in about lo-fi. He had a question about FM radio.
Okay,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think FM radio and the movies and all this other shit is on its way. It's on its way out. Definitely the movies. AMC went under, so everything's gonna be Netflix. And I try to tell people that bring me movie packages that want to sell it to people. I'm like, why are you trying to get into the movies when you got Netflix, you got Prime, you got Hulu, you got, you know, all these other Apple TV now. Right. So now to answer your question about FM, dude, YouTube is killing it right now. I mean, YouTube on lo-fi beats, this dude, Chill Cow, something like that? He started his page at the end of 2019. He's only had it for a year. He's got 7 million subscribers already from all over the world. He blew up so fast with the lo-fi that Will Smith stole his idea and created a Will Smith chill beats, but he gave him credit. Like, he took his idea and Will Smith was like, you know, credited to Chill Cow and da-da-da-da-da. But he knew, like, when you see people like that, like Will Smith's a smart ass dude. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely,
talented individual, very talented. And so when you see somebody making moves, you know, power moves like that, trust me, man, it's a lot of movement going on right now in lo-fi.
So
I'm glad you said that.
Let me ask you this real quick. For you right now, in the stage where you are now, are you looking to get another hit with a major artist, or do you rather build with up and coming artists?
Shit.
Good
you know
question.
what? I was about to answer, and then I was about to answer, and then you hit me with the oof. This is the issue. The issue is this. The first part of the question sounded good.
Talk to him.
Because I'll be honest with you, I'm a humble person. You know what I mean? I run youth programs. So unfortunately, I don't have any youth programs going on right now because of COVID. But so everybody has like a major artist in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the kids I work with are kids that have been convicted of violent crimes. Okay. So a lot of these kids are in the drill rap. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know what that was until they put me onto it.
Right.
So they're like, yo, oh, you don't know this, oh, you don't know that, you know. And then you got big time hip hop artists, or you got big time trap artists, or you got big time, you know, pop artists. There's so many subgenres and stuff like that. And but like the chasing, I don't do chasing. So like I don't chase girls. So and I don't know why, you know, I mean, some girls I probably wish I should have chased, but But the thing about it is that it's like when you find, like I'm in a good space right now. Like the wave I'm on right now, I'm loving it. I'm having tons of fun. And I have been hit up by a couple major stuff, and I haven't sent them anything yet because we're not on the same wave. You know what I'm saying? Like my wave is over here, and if I switch, it's going to take me out of my element. The second part about what you were asking me is when it comes to how'd you ask me? You said with an
up and coming artist, would you rather build something with an up and coming artist and do it together?
I've done that, and I've done that. And the thing about it is that a lot of artists are studio artists. And what I mean is it's not my job to get your ass out there. It's not my job to get you shows. It's not my job to get you on Instagram, Facebook, through all the marketing streams, okay? You could use Doc Ish for however you want to, you know what I mean? But the thing about it is that a lot of times people put too much pressure on you. And they think like, okay, because I'm working with this situation. Nah, man. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't happen like that. Like you still have to push yourself. You have to market yourself. You have to. The music industry is 90% marketing, 10% talent. Okay? And those that want to be huge, they have to understand that. They have to truly understand, especially right now, because you're talking about, man, it like when you and I were growing up, man, it was like RZA, Premier, Havoc, Pete Rock, da-da-da-da. We knew all the producers. That was our competition. Now, it's like we're competing against 50,000 producers. And the thing about it is that each producer works differently, has a different price. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does different stuff. And it's like, you know, I started working with this one girl, this singer, and she got mad at me because of my price. And I came down on the price, and she was like, how dare you, you know, try to charge me something like that? And I'm like, yo, I'm sitting there saying to myself, she's like, I'm getting beats from this person, and he multi-platinum, and I'm getting them for $5 a pop. And I'm like, well, first of all, I made a custom beat for you.
Yeah, that's
secondly, different. I said, I don't know what the fuck you get for $5 a pop, but if you get beats at $5 a pop, it's got to be licensing. It can't be exclusive. You know what I mean? And there's a big difference in that. People don't get that. It's like when you get exclusive beats, I'm not one of those producers that gives Chris the beat to, Shad the beat to, Billy the beat to. I'm not one of those producers. Like I'm loyal to the end. It's like if I give you the beat, that's yours.
That's yours.
You know
Nobody else. Yeah,
I'm not gonna keep shopping it and then M grabs it. Yeah, and then I'm not the one that gave the beat to M. Bizarre was the one that gave it to M. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that was part of the team and played a team role and said, here's the beat. And the thing about it is that licensing online can be very that's a whole nother wave. And it's like I'm not in that world, so I'm not a good person to explain it. But there's a lot of cats that make good money, real good money, like $10,000, $20,000 a month revenue, steady income, but it's like they built up to get there. And that's the thing too. It's like you have consistency. Consistency is everything. Whatever you do is consistent. But up and coming artists, Chris, man, it's tough, man. I'll be honest with you, because I used to love that. And I used to try to help that, but man, after this last scenario,
dude, they probably worse than the kids.
They're way worse than the kids.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just crazy because after this last scenario, man, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know if because it's like, I mean, I've worked out payment plans with people, you know what I mean? Where like, if you could do $100, you know what I mean? Like I'm the easiest person to work with. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I was an artist coming up. You know what I'm saying? I was somebody that was trying to knock on DJ Premier's door and be like, yo, can I get a beat from Premier? Like, what I gotta do? You know what I mean? Because I used to spit. So it's like, you know, I used to spit and you know, produce and rap. And this was like right before M popped off. So it was like a really weird transitional, and I'm a lot younger than him too. I just want to put that out there. But but it's just crazy because back then when you were, you know, you a white artist, like you're a minority in the hip hop game. You know what I'm saying? So I was being compared to by like Third Base and fucking Vanilla
Ice. Yeah, that's crazy.
So it was always those two. You know what I mean? So like Eminem changed it a lot, but it's just crazy because I always try to, you know, put myself in other people's position. I try to help people out, but at the same time, you know, you can't go to a Mercedes-Benz dealership and haggle them on the price and say, yo, I know this Benz is 100,000, but I got 20. Can you give it to me for 20? Right. Can you give me this brand new Benz off the lot for 20?
You know what's funny is because Shot, I argue with Shot and my wife all the time, but Shot hit me up like, yo, you should manage this artist. And my wife said, yo, you should start managing artists. And we had a few artists, right? And that shit put a bad taste in my mouth. I'm done with chasing artists. I'm done with making sure they go in the studio, they at the video shoot, they at the show, they need a ride, they need money. I'm done with all that shit. Like, that's why we started doing this. And I'm like, yo, let's fall back and let's help them in a different way. And this is something that they got to take on themselves, right? Like, so we did a virtual concert not too long ago. I sent the whole footage to Jimmy and the people over there. I, you know what I'm saying? I send it up. We did a beat battle joint. I bring on Jimi Kendrix, bring on Phantom of the Beat, bring on Amadeus. We had Arsonist. You know what I'm saying? So these are the opportunities that we bring, but now it's so much that we don't got to bring you there. Listen, this is here. If you want to take advantage of it, you can take advantage of it. Other than that, we're not going to baby you and hold your hand. And, you know, and because it takes away from you, you know what I mean? Like your spirituality and your mood and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% on all of that. And the thing about it is that, you know, I've had artists when I was pushing them, and I can't remember this art. As you guys know, I can't remember everybody's name right now. But it was a freshman artist. It was like one of the people from the freshman class that XL or Vibe or whoever does it every year, and he was like, nah, man, that's not my, you know, that's not my. I don't want to open up for them, you know. That's not my. I was like, dude, I don't care if it's Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, real
you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna make new fans, and everybody's got one of these. You know what I mean? Everybody's got this. So it's like when you're sitting there, you're performing. Everybody's on live. Everybody's on Facebook. Everybody's sharing. Well, you know, what'd you do with the show? Check this out. Check this art. And maybe you're not their favorite artist, but maybe whoever they share it to. And that's the thing. It's like, I can't get past that simple-minded process. It's like you got to see the big picture. You know what I mean? You got to put in. That's why I love looking at Travis Scott. Because I remember when Travis Scott was brought to me, I didn't know who Travis Scott was. So that was my fuck up. You know what I mean? Because they were like, yo, you got to produce for Travis Scott. He's up and coming and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, who's Travis Scott? I mean, look at Travis Scott now. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the biggest artists right now. And it's crazy because when you look at how fast, I love seeing his grind, because he went from like having 13 people in the stands, you know, performing, to selling out arenas. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's like, but he never stopped, man. It's like, it didn't matter if there was 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the stands or an arena. He still put on a show. And that's the thing. It's like people, it's hard, Chris, to find people with that mentality, with that hunger, with that drive. And unfortunately, sometimes when, you know, right now there's a lot of people that say, oh, yo, I got that. I do that. But then when you push them to the limits, then all of a sudden it's like, well, you know, you get all this bullshit answers. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
it's like,
anybody ever steal a beat from you?
No.
And said that they produced it?
No.
Okay.
No, I've seen that happen. But I was trying to read what he was saying, I've seen
Yeah, I'm gonna put
people.
it back up there. Yeah, he said, in his career, has he ever seen someone have to recur to the government copyright document to prove ownership of the beat
Yeah,
that got
I saw.
stolen?
Hate Me Now. Hate Me Now. He had to.
Really?
Yep. Hate Me Now. He had to.
See, I knew Apex had to do it with I Get Money, and the only reason why we knew that was because we were gonna buy the beat. And that's and like you said, when you think about things in hindsight, it's just like, and we knew what we had then.
No,
It
what's
was just
crazy was the beat was only like $500 before 50 got it.
yeah. And it was what was the real crazy
Before
thing
what?
about the I Get Money beat with
Oh
Apex.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he had it
Nah,
up.
with Hate Me Now, Foxy Brown's brother claimed he did
Gav,
it.
right?
Huh?
Gavin? Or the other
Yeah.
one?
He
All
claimed
right.
he claimed he did it, and then it came out that it was the other dude, and they went to court, and he got paid.
Yeah, see what happened with Apex was somebody was floating around the beat and Shy Money XL got the CD and then he played it for 50 and then 50 wanted the beat, but 50 had hit the kid whose ever name was on the CD and they brought him back in the studio and the nigga couldn't redo the beat. So 50 said,
what it was they wanted the session files.
oh, see, I thought they brought him in. I thought from what I read, they brought the dude in. They said because he wouldn't give him the session files. Right. He was like, all right, fuck it, come in. Yeah, come in, bring your shit. We just want to extend, we want to change it up a little bit.
Yo, 50's had a lot. You gotta remember, I'm in CT.
Yeah,
so
I already know.
Right there. So him and I, there was a period of time where 50 and I, we used to share the same engineer.
Right.
What was happening was, what we found out was, and Shy Money was I mean, shout out to Shy Money because he was really smart about it.
Yeah.
Because what Shy Money would do was he would get beats from people all over. You know what I'm saying? And rather than say, okay, this is just for 50, this is just for Banks, this is just for Mobb Deep, this is just for Tony Yayo, he would put them, package them, and just play them for everybody. Mm-hmm. And so then a lot of times people you would be like, oh yeah, but I made this for 50. But the thing about it is, if you get a placement, man, you get a placement with G Unit because G Unit was popping, especially back then. But what happened was a lot of times was people, a lot of internal people that was under, not that was working with 50 because it happened again. And what happened was 50 picked the beat out. He hit me up. He was like, Dre hit me up. Dre was like, Doc, you made this beat? And I was like, nah. He's like, I told you send me a beat from you. And I said, I didn't have anything for 50. So I said, my engineer who had these two beats, you know what I'm saying? I knew that I could hear 50 on it all day. So that's why I sent it. I'm glad he liked it. But I'm not going, I said, I'm not big into sending beats out because, and I'll tell you why, remind me to tell you why, because I learned it too many times. But so next thing you know, I get a call from this kid out of nowhere, and he's blowing my phone up talking about his beat. I'm like, I don't know who the hell this is. And then I get a call from Havoc's manager, and Havoc's manager is like, yo, da 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 da. And I'm just like, yo, I don't know what's going on, man. Y'all need to talk to Dre. You know what I mean? And they're like, well, they're saying it came from you. And so now I'm in New York. I'm like, look, I'll handle this shit when I get back to Connecticut because I'm leaving tonight. I'll be back to Connecticut. I get up in the morning. I go to the studio, figure this all out. So as I'm going back, it gave me time to talk to really drill my engineer to say, yo, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? You have me sitting here sending the beat. Did you do this? Did you? Who wants it? Did you do this? Who wants it? You know what I mean? And I'm like, look, man, did you produce this or not? Because I've never seen you produce. So then I called somebody that was very familiar with him in the industry. And I was like, yo, listen, have you ever heard this dude produce a beat? Because I said, yo, he got some heat. But I've never seen him. I mean, he was in my studio all the time, engineering. I never saw him make a beat. Yeah. So he was like, oh shit, why? What did he do? And I was like, oh man, why are you starting off the conversation like that? Because he said, well, no, I'm sorry. He said, oh shit, why? What did he do now? So then, long story short, I called Dre up. 50's laughing, talking about, Doc, you need to get your house straight. I was like, you do too. I said, you do too, man. And he was like, why? And I said, because it's your engineer too. I said, he sold it out of your studio, brought it to mine, and it made it back to you.
Wow.
And that's exactly what happened. Because he was the engineer at 50's house, and he would get all the beats. He took the beats out, shot them as they were his own, not realizing that I was shopping it to Dre
already.
450. Dre calling me saying, yo, look, man, I like this one. Let's rock with this one. I knew exactly what he was talking about because like the hook was just so catchy. It was just so catchy that we actually wrote a hook to it. And he was like, yo, that's the same beat. He's like, damn. He was like, who made this? I was like, well, I said, let's find out. So we found out it was actually a producer from Connecticut and Small World. And so I made sure that he got paid and I made sure he got the credit. And I didn't take anything for it. And because they were like, yo, you got to find this fee. I was like, nah, it was a headache. I don't want to have any part of that whatsoever. But it happens, man. I'm telling you, it definitely does happen. But one of the things I wanted to say, and this is important, and like I said, don't do what I do, just listen to me. Because what I do is Doc. You know what I mean? That
works for Doc, yeah.
It works for Doc. All right. I've known Billy Danze too long, okay? And first time I was ever in the studio with him, or scratch that. Before I was in the studio with him and I was on the Rock the Bells tour with Slum Village, I knew Fame. I didn't know Billy like that at the time. And Fame, if you know anything about Fame, Fame's not a people person. He don't really fuck with people like that. So Billy's more of a, like, he'll talk to you, but neither one of them actually are like people person. They are more now, you know what I'm saying? But back then they were more like, you know, standoffish and shit. So Billy's like, yo, send me some beats. Cause so I was like, all right, yeah. He's like, I'm working with Busta, you know. I mean, because Busta was doing his album for 9 years. So he's like, you know, or longer than that. You know what I'm saying? Longer than that.
9 years at least.
yeah, longer than that. So it was like 2008, I want to say. And it was like 2007, 2008, me and Billy in the studio. And now keep in mind, I already sent him beats. And all of them he passed on, okay? He passed on all of them.
Okay.
And he was like, yo, it's cool shit.
You know what's crazy is I think I seen a video of you two in the studio, and I think I know what you're gonna say right now. Where he picked that one beat and you was like, nah, fuck that. That's not yours. But again, I'm gonna let you tell us.
No. That was the beat that he got mad because Tyler Kweli had it, and he was like, man, you need to tell them motherfuckers cut them 16s down to 12 and put me on it.
Oh shit.
But what's crazy is, and you ask Billy, I'll get Billy on the show for you.
We've had him.
We had him. He's actually coming back on. We
got him booked.
All right, ask him this question, because he's the Grinch who stole Christmas when it comes to beats. Like, he wants all of them. You know what I mean? He'll sit on all of them for like forever, but he will not want you to give him any of them away, but they're his. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, you can't have all of these, man. You can't have all these chicks, man. All these girls, you can't sleep with all of them, man. You can pick a couple, man, but you can't sleep with all of them and then not let anybody else hit it. Like, you can't have all of them just sitting in the house waiting around. Like, nah. Yeah. So true story. So it's funny because this dude, and I waited until the end of the session to break the news to him, but the exact same beats that I submitted to him through email are the exact same beats I played him, and he picked 17 beats for his album.
And those were the 17 that you sent him.
I sent him like 20. I didn't send him 20, but I sent him like 10. But out of those 17,
he 10 picked all of the 10 that you sent him originally.
Yes.
So
that's why, like, I already knew this, but that's when he solidified the fact that when you're in the studio with somebody, okay, like me and you and Chris, we're vibing right now, right? We're building off of each other's personality. We're building off of each other's character, right? So I feel like the three of us right now could jump in the studio and make it hit. That's just how I feel. That's the energy, right?
Oh yeah.
You can't
no,
do that
absolutely.
through an email. You can't do that through an email. So what happened was when I was in the studio with Billy, like me and Dan's, we were just sitting there chilling, talking about just all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? And then we're like, all right, let's listen to some beats. So now we already built a relationship. We built a vibe. The energy's there. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, okay, now I want to hear your shit because now I know who you are. Now I really want to hear your shit. It's just like for a producer, sometimes producers will work with artists, and then when they see how they really are, it's like perfect example, Sean P, man, like rest in peace, Sean P. Like Sean P, man, to work with him and to hear him is two totally different things, man. Like he's one of the funniest people ever. And it's like when you really see how cool he is and how hungry he is, it's like you hear it in his music. Now it's like Eminem. Once I work with M, I can see why his followers follow him.
Yeah.
Like I can see that he's talking to, you know what I mean? And so and Billy, yo, Dan's is a fucking amazing MC. Like him and Fame, they've been talking about doing solo projects for like 10 years. And it just took them recently to do it. So it's crazy because after that day, that's when I told myself never again. Like when I worked with I got a chance to sit down with Sci-Hi the Prince. He was in Atlanta. So I said, fuck it. I said, how much is the ticket? Mike Brinkley, who was part of Ill Will Records with Nas, was I knew him. You know, and this is why I say go, because relationships go so far. You can't build relationships through an email. And the thing is because I built a relationship with Mike Brinkley at the same conference I was at with Amadeus, right? Same conference. AZ was there. Me and AZ have been cool ever since. You know, we've done a lot of stuff. We never put out anything. We've done a lot of stuff because AZ comes to Connecticut and Boston a lot. But that's my boy right there. But the thing about it is you build relationships, right? So then that way it puts you in better position. So when I went to Atlanta to meet with Sci-Hi the Prince, it was like, okay, here's the beats. Now, what was funny was they said, don't bring any beats with samples. Okay? So when I get there, there's all these other producers that are there from Kanye West's camp. So it's a little intimidating, you know what I'm saying? Because usually it's like, one-on-one, but now I'm building with like a whole bunch of people. And you know how producers are. It's like, it's like, it's very like when producers, like when we chill, we'll give each other credit. But if we're all fighting for the same job, like producers will not like bob their head when they hear something hot. They just sit still like this. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't looking for any reactions from them. But it's crazy because Sci-Hi was like, yo, Doc, don't play me anything unless it's got samples. I love samples. So I'm like, man.
Wow.
Like, imagine if I had emailed him a whole bunch of beats, right?
Mm-hmm.
He would have been like, I don't want this shit. But because I went down there, got the wrong information, went down there, built a relationship with them, and then found out, luckily I had like 5, 6 on me, and then he picked 3. So it was just like, that's why I said don't listen to what I say, but don't do what I say and blame me later because if it doesn't work out.
No, listen.
I don't want to be like, damn, yo, what's Doc? Yo, I'm gonna find his address. but the thing about it is that I'm gonna tell you, man, building relationships, going backstage, at shows, um, you know, you know, and you gotta know sometimes too, because like you'll see like KRS-One, he paces himself before shows, and it's like this dude is the god MC. Rakim's the god MC, but he's the
teacher.
He's the teacher. Thank you. He's the teacher.
Absolutely.
He's the teacher. So it's like you wouldn't think somebody like that still gets nervous. You know what I'm saying? But he does, and it's like, but you want to give them their space. So that's not the time. So that's the other thing too. You got to know when you're there, when's the right time to approach people, because you can't just be like, yo, check it out, man. Hey, yo, listen to my beats. Yo, da, 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 da. You know what I mean? Because it can slap you. It can slap you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen.
Hold on, that's a good one too, because we did a show with Fred the Godson, rest in peace, probably like 7 years ago. And
underrated MC, man. Underrated MC, yo.
Tell him again.
Right.
Tell him again.
Right.
Underrated MC, yo. I love that dude. I never got a chance to work with him, but I mean, lyrically, it was a beast. Go ahead.
We had the chance to work with him twice. We actually did that show, and the artist, we got a song with the artist with him. But we did the show, right? And that's how we ended up getting the song with him. So we did the show, and at the end of the show, they're standing around taking pictures and shit. And I'm standing there. He said, yo, you want to take a picture? And I'm like, nah, I don't really want a picture. I want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I want to pick your brain. And he looked at me. He said, yo, so what you mean? I'm like, yo, I'm not with the picture on Facebook and Instagram and all that shit. Like, we just performed. You see my artist. Like, you know what I mean? I want to talk. Okay, let's get a drink. We get a drink. By the end of the night, I got his number. Now we talking. We in communication, email, all that shit. This artist comes to me like, yo, I want to get a song with Fred. I'm like, well, yo, I know him. Like, we speak. Let me hit him. I hit him. Yo, someone to do a song. Well, this is the price. Boom. Now I link them. They do a song. Now they got a video and all that. But just do how you said, it's more than just you. First, you got to be there, and you got to build the network. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing with this. Now that you here, we building. You know what I'm saying? I'm about ready to hit you at the end of the show. Like, yo, we do the BYB.
I'm already asking him. That was my question. Yo, I need you to commit right now that you are going to be one of our guest producers to come and sit and judge and give feedback, because they need to hear you, champ. They need to hear what you got to say. And guys have been hitting us, and there's a lot of talent out there. And we would be honored if you could sign in. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. We want you to be one of our judges to come on and co-host with us. We got a nice little setup. We bring about 4 or 5 producers.
Definitely, man. You already know. I love shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Especially,
that's what's up.
You know what I mean? Especially we building right now. Let's continue building. You know what I mean? I'm down for it.
Nah, that's what I'm talking about.
We got. I know you and Drawers are tight.
It's funny because every time Barry comes up, I feel like Barry's giving me the finger.
I know, right? Yo, Barry's and that's my. I'm like, all
right, Barry, man. All right, man. Relax, man. Relax.
Nah, yo, he's up. Barry's actually an artist out of the 845 area who we went on Wednesday. We spoke about his album. He just dropped the album. Hardworking artist. Actually works with Jawzilla in the studio as well. So he's always, once he knows, who you are, he want to come out here and, network. And he's big on that. You know what I mean? Like, he's real big on that. And when he says he's going to do something, he goes do it. Like, we connected him with Jimi Kendrix, Amadeus, and all those types of guys.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
A few people.
So now that'll be dope to have you on, because last one we did, like Shai said, Amadeus actually picked the producer to sign to his label. You know what I mean? And we're actually waiting for him to come on the show. I spoke to him last night, as a matter of fact. He's like, yo, King, I'm busy. I'm like, nah, yo, listen, whenever you get time, I know how it be. Especially now in the midst of this, he does the touring with Trey. He can't do the touring, so now he's trying to find other streams to, bring it all together. And eventually it works out. But it's dope. It's dope to be able to chop it up with somebody like you. And like I said, like Drawzilla, we got Drawzilla coming on the end of the month. And I'm asking him the same question. Like, yo, Draws, we got Doc. Can you and Doc team up and come on together? I think that'd be a classic.
Yeah, definitely. I just did I just met Drawzilla and did a show with him a couple weeks ago.
Nice. No, so, homie, we had so much fun.
We had a lot of fun.
Yo, listen, and what was super dope was we had banging ass producers. It wasn't like, and we had it was such a weird variety. We had a female who wasn't really into. I think what she say, she was a cheer coach or a dance. She was a dance coach, and yeah, a cheer coach. And just because she dealt with music, she was like, "Hey, let me dive in and start making music." And then she actually entered, and she was one of the finalists that we picked. So, you know, and this time right now, you know, a lot of people are going through a lot of different shit. It's just not, you know, COVID affects people. What we're going through affects people in different ways. And what we're trying to do is to bring some type of normalcy, some type of light, some type of good vibes, good energy in a time where shit is really, really fucked up. And not just health wise and not just like financially wise. Like right now, knock on wood, my family is good. You know, they're healthy. I got a roof over my head and my bills is paid. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that other shit ain't going on. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, right now is that time where we all need to get together and, you know, do a little something to at least help. If it's not your immediate community, your second immediate community, which is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And what we all here for. But man, listen, we're trying to get this show into our other FM spot, so we probably gonna have to start wrapping this up because I don't want to go too long. But I want the FM people to hear this. This was good talking. We might have to double up and do another one, man. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Real quick, Barry, man, don't change your picture, man. You know what I'm saying? The picture's great. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to try to get to some of these questions.
All right, go ahead. I'm gonna put more questions
because I see a lot of these questions popping up.
Here's one. Does he think that producers that aren't established yet have to choose a lane or genre? A couple weeks ago, Molly Mall told me to ask myself, whose fan base do I want and cater to that audience? Thoughts on that? Does the producer actually have to cater to an audience, like make type beats in order to find success?
I think nowadays, I think it's important that you do what you love to do. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, like you figure out how, you know, what's the best, like, excuse me, like one of the main things that, you know, now, you know, right now that I have to say is positive is that if there's anything, if there's ever been a time, right now is the time. Like if there's ever been a time where you want to learn Japanese or Mandarin, now's the time. If there's ever a time that you wanted to, you know, pick up a piano and learn the piano, now's the time. Like we're home. Like a lot of people stuck home. So like we always make excuses why we don't have time, and it's like right now is the grind time. So like you know, whatever it is that you want to do, you know what I mean, you got to go all out and do it, man, and just and figure out like what works best for you. You know what I mean? What you like to do. Like I didn't know lo-fi had a name to it. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, I mean, that's what Jay Dilla and Tribe Called Quest and all these different people used to do. Yeah. And now, you know, it has its own brand. So it's like, you know, I am the type of producer where I like to do different things. I'm not a visual person. I'm like Chris, where it's like I don't jump in. You know, people like, yo, you got a picture with this one and that. I came from an era where, like, you know, where like you were the cops if you were taking pictures or you in the picture. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it like I try my best to try to like get out of that. You know what I mean? But I still feel weird to this day. You know, asking people for pictures, like, yo, you want to take a picture again? You know what I mean? It's you know, and the thing about it is that where I'm going with this is, you know, what Marley Moss is saying, kind of, you know, I mean, that's a legend right there. But nowadays, what I realize, especially working with kids in the youth program, like they keep me young and they keep me intuitive to like what's going on and what's popular. You know what I'm saying? And TikTok is huge right now.
Yeah.
And so the thing about it is that you got to figure out like what you want to do first. Then look at all the avenues of ways to expose yourself from doing that. Like I'm watching this kid and he's big now, but I was watching him, and a lot of people have a lot of problems with growth. Like they want to show people, they're like, once I get the jewelry and the cars and this and that, then I'm gonna show myself, right? But what I realize is that people like to see people's success grow. Like people like to watch how they started from the bottom and rose and rose and rose and rose. And I was watching this kid who was producing beats, and he's teaching me shit. And I'm like, yo, this, and that's the thing. It's like, you're always learning. Like in the music industry, it's never going to stop because things keep evolving, things keep changing. You got to change with the times, or you're going to get stuck. And see, the thing about it is that I'm watching this dude evolve, and it's just crazy because now he blew up, and he figured out a method to his madness. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the type of person to put up YouTube and be like, okay, today, this is what I did with the MPC, and then I changed. You know what I mean? I do that in my youth program, and I don't know why I don't do that on YouTube, but maybe because it's a lot of work with editing and going into Final Cut Pro and all this other stuff. But there's so much software, there's so many things. And like I said, I put up, my daughter, true story, my daughter started my TikTok page last week. Okay. She runs it. She's 13 years old. She knows everything about that shit. Is crazy. So I said, all right, here, boom. I'm starting to throw her, videos and stuff, and she'll put them up on TikTok and stuff. And it was crazy because the first video she put up, I had like 600 views. Now, keep in mind, I come from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, right? So I don't know anything about TikTok. I got 600 views, and yet I don't have a single follower or friend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, what's going on here? And it's crazy because then slowly I started building friends. And I mean, I have like maybe like 15 friends, but it's like, growth is huge. It's like, you got to compete against yourself. You can't compete against anybody else. You got to compete against yourself. If you saw my stats from last year's Spotify to this year's Spotify, you would laugh because it's just completely different. Like I had 4,400 streams total for the entire year. Now I'm at like,
I seen that.
I'm over 700,000 right now. But
yeah, I see that. Yeah.
But that didn't even include Lost Files, and it doesn't include the month of December, which I still got more releases to come. And I got songs off of Lost Files that's doing good. So the thing about it is that you got to have self goals. You got to make self goals and say, look, year 1, I want to do this. Year 2, I want to, and this is my goal was at the end of this year, I was going to start to get into TikTok and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And because it's a visual thing, man. People are huge on visuals. So like whatever you do, how you say? Is it Buffo?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Buffo on the beat. Like however you do it, just make sure you have a plan and make sure that whatever your plan is, that you're happy with. Don't do something. Like I've sat there, and lo-fi beats is humanized drums, basically, okay? And I did that shit years ago on the ASR 10. That's how I started off with, was the ASR 10. And everybody's like, yo, why don't you quantize this one? And it was like, cause it had the swing. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of people don't know about the swing. It's funny.
They don't know about the swing. And it's like when we listen to 60s and 70s and 50s music and stuff like that, the reason why it's got that movement to it is because there was no
quantize.
Click.
Yeah, it was no painting.
Everybody playing the drums.
Everybody has to play it. Everybody has to be on time.
So
you're right.
So like there were some good people, but they weren't exactly on point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing about it is like I had people sway me away from that. I was doing samples like crazy, Then I had a manager that swayed me away from that. Was like, no, only do stuff with no samples. I don't want to. Then Kanye West made it popular again. Then you know what I mean? It's like you keep going through all the stuff, and people keep trying to get away from samples. But man, when you look at Drake and you look at all these, you know, all these big artists, man, everybody uses samples, man. Everybody uses samples.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You know what? Too with the samples is nothing ever dies. So it's always gonna be recreated. Doesn't matter if I take the Pop Smoke joint where he took the difference,
right,
genuine joint, and he made it into a whole nother swing. And it's like, yo, dude, it's really it's 4 chords. That's it.
That's it.
And it's recreated, and they did something totally different, and we all know where it came from, but we all see the difference in the new. So it's very hard to get away from sampling, dude. It's very, very, very hard.
It's like my uncle used to say to me, there's 11 keys you can play with. Okay? There's 88 keys. You can go up and down these, you know, but there's 11 keys. You know what I mean? You start on your C key, you go to your C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, whatever. So it's impossible. It's almost damn near impossible to play something that has never been played before in history. And the thing about it is that I use the samples from Eleanor Rigby from the Beatles on Is It a Dream? Why? Because the fucking violins are amazing. I can't find violins like that.
Chris,
they were, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man, don't do that. Don't freeze on me. Don't freeze on me.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know. It froze on me. Chris, you there?
Yeah, I'm
here.
I'm here.
With you. All right, Chris is there.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Yeah, right.
But it's like Eleanor Rigby. The sample, it's like, yeah, I could play that over, get someone to play it over. There's a lot of different ways, but that sound, you know what I mean? That grit, that violin.
It's that feeling that you get. It doesn't matter how many times, like even when you replay it, even then you got to go in and change it just so that it gets.
You got to chop it up and move it around.
Just to get to the sound and the feel. It's not even the sound, it's the feeling that you get. But it's to me, I don't go ahead.
I don't know if I answer your question, you know what I mean? Because I was all and that might be my ADD went all over the place. You know what I'm saying? But basically, like all I'm saying is like find your, you know, it's like I tell the kids in my youth program, you know, you're on a highway and your destination is at the end of it. And all these exit ramps are people that are trying to pull you off your destination. And a lot of times people turn off on the exit ramp and they get lost and they never get back on. You know what I mean? Or when they get back on, it's like the further from reaching their destination. And that's why a lot of times you have to be selfish and just stick to your plan and just, you know, see what other people did that was successful, especially right now. You know what I mean? Because like everything is viral. You know what I mean? Everything. I mean, we all talking right now. You know what I mean? A lot of podcasts, a lot of stuff that was going on, what was done all in the studio. Meet up here, and I'm telling you, man, this has Zoom and StreamYard and a lot of other places, man. They've taken this to a whole another level where it's going to change a lot of people coming together. You know what I mean? Like you said, with the producer battle and stuff like that. But there was another question that he said that I wanted to answer about the when people talk about sample free, they don't mean sample free packs. They just mean like they mean that there's no samples, but a lot of it sometimes can turn into play. Like I've played stuff out and not even knowing that my cousin, because I don't watch what's that show? That it's a musical show. And the kid committed suicide on the TV show.
Who was the America's Got Talent? Is it?
Nah. It's like a show. It's like a show, and it's about these kids and the, you know, they're doing music and everything, and one of the main characters. Huh?
Grown up hip hop, or it's a show.
It's a show.
Oh, I don't know. I have
it's
no
a show, but it's a show. But it's crazy because I did a beat, and it had a piece of the rhythm from a song in that show that I never heard the show before. But to me, as I'm playing, I'm like, yo, oh shit, this is catchy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm playing it. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna keep doing this. Nah, not the Masked Singer. I want to say it starts with a C. Like it was a real popular show too. What the hell's the name of it?
I have no clue.
I don't know, man. Like I said, man,
listen, at the end of the day,
it's one of those nights, man, where it's just like, you know.
Listen, I tell my kids all the time, listen, figure out what you're good at, and then figure out how to get paid doing it. And that's the same thing with this music shit, you know, with the entertainment. Figure out what do you want to do and what you're good at. And then from there, figure out how to get paid doing it. Whether it's lo-fi beats, whether it's bringing people together, you know, this visual interview and stuff.
Boom bap is hot right now. I mean, we didn't call it boom bap, but everybody calls it boom bap now. And it's like, you know, my boys, they got a show called The Producer's Corner, and they got like 60,000, 75,000 followers. And it's all these producers, and they come into contests every week, and they're getting different, you know, sponsors and different stuff like that. And so, and they did it with no money. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think they're still not making any money, but they're growing and growing and growing and growing.
They're building their brand.
COVID shit, you know what I mean? Who knows what will happen?
Yeah, and that's another thing. Well, while this is going on, you should be planning for when it's over, because it's not going to be forever. You know, the doors are going to be opening up soon. So what's your next move? You get what I'm saying? Are you going to wait until the doors are open to figure out your next move? Or
you can't. You got to know your move right now. You got to. You got and if you don't, you have to be, you know, doing trial errors and figure out what works and what doesn't work. Because right now is the time, man. Yeah. Right now, because once those doors open and everybody starts going back to work and ready, you know, steady flow, man, people are going to move so fast, because I'd say from September to election time, I got hit up with so many projects, because I don't know if people were scared of the election. I don't know if people were scared of the flu season, you know what I mean, and what was in store. I don't know if people were scared of the second lockout coming, you know what I mean. It's like and so it was like a small window of everybody just rushing to get all these projects done. I was getting hit up by movies. I was getting hit up by, you know, up and coming artists like Chris was talking about, where, you know, family members wanted me to produce their kids and stuff like that. And those are fun projects. But like I said, man, they just get expensive, because it's like like I'm not a singer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like every time I get these pop singers, I got to get writers involved. You know what I'm saying? And I want top writers. You know what I'm saying? I want people I fuck with. So I get the writers, I get the vocal coaches, I got all that shit. Can I send him some samples? We created on my team session.
Gotta shoot my shot. Once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, man.
Yo, listen.
But you know what's crazy is Bufo was on our last BYB event. He'll probably be one of the producers that'll come on the night that you hear, because he works with Amadeus as well too. So, you know, he's out there grinding. He's been to the I Standard events with Draws and Hatch. You know what I mean? So he's one of those producers that's
with Jay Hatch and shit.
Yeah. He's always out there grinding. So yo, Doc, man, first I want to say thank you for your time, man. I really appreciate you, you know, coming on the show, chopping it up with us. Definitely look forward to bringing you back on, you know, because yo, listen, you've been in the game so long. Like, we didn't even break the ice with everything that you've done and people you worked with. You know what I mean? So it'll be dope. It'll be dope to bring you back
I just
on
want
to
producer
recap.
stories, man. I don't want to talk. Like, listen, I need a whole hour of just talking producer talk. I don't want to get into nothing else but producer shit. That's it. I don't want to be politically correct. I just want to get into producer shit. So I definitely got to have you back on the show. No, it's weird because, listen, and shout out to all the producers, Amadeus, Jimmy, Arsonist, dude, Free Jack. Certain ones though is different. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us is weirdos, and I'm gonna be the first to tell you, because I done met some weird producers where you like, but produce heat. They're like heat. They make the shit that we love, and it's you know, I can't vibe with everybody. I may listen to everybody, but I can't vibe. You know, you might be into you might have little Yodas everywhere in the studio, and that doesn't work for me. You get what I'm saying? But there's certain people, you, Free Jack, I can see in the studio where it's like, oh man, it's just that energy. And like I said, I'm glad my homie got you. He's always surprising me with dope people. I mean, I could read your accolades all day, but that doesn't define who you are as a person. And
Doc, he was stuck. He was stuck when I hit him and I told him, I got Dockish. You got who? I'm like, you heard me. No, you really got Doc. No, Dockish. There's another one. Like, there's only one. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't believe me. It took him like 2 weeks till I sent him the flyer. He was like, oh yeah, you really got him. I'm like, yeah, nah, he's coming on the show. He said, yo, how you did that? Just networking, just hit him up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was it.
Yeah.
And like, yo, listen, it's weird because it's like, yo, the first, soon as he said, yo, it's locked in, he sent me the flyer. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be one of those Free Jack ones. He's gonna drop mad fucking jewels. I'm gonna have to watch it like 3 or 4 times ago again, because I know he done said something that I missed, or I wanted to say something or ask him about, and he went on to another subject. So I'm glad that you agreed to come back, especially for the producer event, because that's gonna be super dope. We're probably gonna have it going in. Yeah, well, it's gonna be in the new year. In New Year, we're gonna change up the format. We got a little visuals, some new visuals, like you said. You know, the Zoom StreamYard thing is kind of super duper dope, and we've been on this wave for a little minute, so it's kind of dope to see it come into fruition. You get what I'm saying? Like, we were doing this when nobody knew what this was, and they were like, "Yo, how do you do it?" Go ahead, Chris.
I got a story for you real quick before we let you go. So when we originally had Billy Danz on the first time, which was last year, it was so new that he couldn't figure out how to get on the show. We actually had to do him by phone. Because
that's right.
He couldn't get on the StreamYard and figure it all out. It really took us like a half an hour to try to get him on, and then finally he said, yo, just call me, here go my number. And then, you know, we ended up getting him on by the phone. But just a quick story with Billy Danz.
That man right there is old school when it comes to that stuff. Yo, listen, like I had to push him to get on Instagram, right? Because he was on Instagram, but he wasn't doing anything with his page. And I was like, yo, you need to go on Instagram. He's like, I don't understand how it works though, Doc. I'm like, yo, it's fucking easy, yo. Just put the shit that you put up over here, put it over there. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy because technology, man, you got to be up on it, man. You got to be up on it, man.
Yo, I have an Instagram, but I'm like freaking Billy. I don't never use the shit. And to me, I'm thinking it's just pictures. I don't take enough. I'm like, you, who the fuck wants to see pictures of me or anything? And not only that, I don't want to incriminate myself, so I don't take pictures. So my whole thing is like, what the fuck I need an Instagram for? And I see, and I mean, like I said, I've been in a loop for the longest. It just, I don't know, it doesn't work for me. I might have to do it and stop being so fucking stubborn, and do it for the better good, because I don't, like I said, I don't get it.
Like this shit right here, it'll help this shit right here, because then you'll sit there and you'll be like, yo, the RecBoys, check us out on YouTube, on Facebook, on da-da-da-da-da. And that's the thing. It's just basically utilizing it as another weapon to push your show, you know what I mean? To further.
I push Chris. That's what Chris does. You remember how you say you don't want to do no business? You just want to get creative.
But it's different though. Like like Billy and I, we got the Doc and Dan show, right?
Okay, go ahead. Break it down to me. Break it down. Go ahead, because Chris liked this shit.
and there's two people. So there's Chris and Shy. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to pull your weight. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're like Jay-Z or something, where everybody's like, oh shit, I want, Jay-Z's gonna be back. Oh, you know what I mean? Then you can sit back and just be like this. But man, you gotta pull your weight, man. You got to, because Chris can't do everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I have to say, Billy and I, like when we started it, we had to stop it because of it was like he was traveling too much, and because MOP travel. I mean, they make a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Overseas, because I mean, there's just so much money over there. It's ridiculous. So a lot of Talib Kweli and a lot of people you named, man, they tour a lot, overseas. That because we're like royalty over there. You know what I mean? Yeah. We come here and it's like shit. Who
yeah.
You know what I mean? But if they find out an American, it packs out, sells out. So with the COVID happening, it was kind of. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but what I'm saying was,
you took advantage of the bad situation. You took advantage of the
so because Billy couldn't go anywhere, we were like, yo, let's start scripting and putting the Doc and Dan show back together, and so that's what we've been working, and we're supposed to start this month, so we'll be back. You know what I mean? So y'all definitely gotta check it out because it's a lot of fun. Because you'll see a whole nother side of Billy Dan that you never seen. Because I pull all the stunts out on him. You know what I mean? And I get him to answer some crazy questions. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely gonna tune in.
What would be dope? What would be dope is to have y'all both back on the show before y'all go crazy. That'd be dope.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely do it.
Not only that, now that you guys you getting back into the podcast, we did a battle of the podcast with 4 other podcasts that we are in tune with. So it was like 10 of us on screen, 5 different podcasts.
Damn, that's crazy.
And everybody was linked in. So, and we all, because our thing is mainly video, we all picked 3 videos and then we rated all 3, each different podcast video likings, and we got each different audience tuned in, and it was super duper dope. So we gotta definitely bring you guys in on that too, man. This is a big thing, and a lot of people don't understand how big this is and where this is going. You get what I'm saying? This shit right now is the new TV, and they don't understand it, but it's the new TV. This shit is gonna replace all of that shit.
Well, I mean, they said a long time ago, they said NBC, CBS, ABC, TNT, TBS. They named the top 8 networks, and they said more people watch YouTube than all the top 8 networks combined.
Yeah. Oh, best believe.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why, and now that all of this stuff, now that YouTube has live and it has all this other stuff, you know what I mean? It's
mind blowing. Yeah, and the possibilities is endless.
Yo, Doc, like I said, appreciate your time, King. I'm definitely gonna reach out to you again to get you line up the BYB event and see when we can get you back on so we can get deeper into everything. Because like I said, we didn't even touch the surface on everything. Like when I was going back and researching you again, I'm like, damn, this guy's worked with so many people and done so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. So again, thank you for your time. Appreciate you chopping it up with us.
Thanks for having me on here, man. Salute to both of you. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'll talk to Billy, and if you want, you can get us both on here. And
actually
go crazy
plug the show. Tell the people where they can go check it out. Go ahead.
What show?
Doc-ish. Doc and Doc and Dan.
Oh yeah. No,
let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah. Make sure to tune in to the Doc and Dan show. It's me and Billy Dan's at MOP. We live on Facebook. stay tuned. We did a couple of commercials and stuff like that for upcoming stuff, and we haven't got the lockdown date, but it will be a specific day and time that we do every time. Anytime you want to get it with Doc Ish, I'm on Instagram /Doc Ish, Facebook /Doc Ish, TikTok. I am Doc Ish because someone had Doc Ish, and my website is I am Doc Ish. I got the merch, got the music. It's easier to contact me at YouTube, Doc Ish. Everything Doc Ish, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm here for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Here for the hip-hop community. And I appreciate the RecBoys, man, having me on here, man, because this was a lot of fun, man, I got to say. I enjoyed my Friday night. I definitely did.
Nice. Now, yo, listen, we enjoyed having you. We don't normally do Friday nights. So when we do a Friday night, it's because somebody major pulls up. Like this is like the Oprah couch. This is different from when the live audience. This is yo, we don't play no videos. We don't take no surprise pop-up guests. It's just somebody who we want to get in tune with the whole hour. And it's been 2 hours, so we definitely got in tune with you. We definitely, like I said, I can't wait to have you back. You know, like I said,
I'm excited, man. I'm excited, man. I'm ready. I'm ready whenever you guys are ready.
I just want to run down all these comments real quick. Yeah, see? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, I definitely enjoyed myself. Good start to the weekend. I gotta go work tomorrow, cut hair. So you know how that goes. You know, back to the grind. But no, Chris will definitely be in touch. We're gonna be in touch very, very soon. We were just talking about our schedule. So within the first 90 days of the year, we're trying to get busy. So we're trying to do like 3 major events within the first 90 days.
Is there a time limit? Is there a time limit, Chris, on the FM?
On the FM, normally they give us about an hour, but when I hit him up and he'll tell me he'll let me rock out a little bit longer. He's real cool, especially when we tell him, you know, we doing bigger interviews. You know what I mean? Like when we had Jimmy on, Jimmy was on for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
Jimmy's like,
and he let us
Jim was
rock.
bad. Jimmy's like, yo, we not getting off. And I'm like, yo, Jim, man, we only got an hour shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he ended up rocking the whole thing, so he pretty cool like that. But
Right.
we'll definitely be in contact. We're definitely gonna set up again because like Charles said, it's dope. You know what I mean? And even the producer one, I think is gonna be crazy too. So again, we appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me on here, man. Y'all be safe out there.
Yup, you too, homie. Easy.
All right, salute, man.
Thanks.
Peace.
Nah, that was super duper dope show.
This
homie.
is definitely gonna be one of those shows you want to go back replay because he dropped a lot of gems, man. Real like a lot of gems. He said a lot of shit that people did, especially the producers. This is gonna be a lot of get your pen and pad out, start writing down some of the stuff he said. He was talked a lot about the percentages. You know what I mean? Getting your rights. Sampling. He spoke about a lot. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all get in tune with that. And what we got next Wednesday? We got another interview. We got Enzo. That's
gonna be dope. That's gonna be super dope. Like I said, tonight was a blessing. I really wanted to dive in deep. 2 hours went fucking quick, dude, because I didn't really even get to go into all the shit that I had actually planned to ask him about. But for the next one, you already. But dude, good job, homie. Like nah, real talk. Like the homie said, we got a lot of things planned in the next coming up in the new year. So we need everybody out there to be safe and to make it to the new year. Do what you have to do. Take care of you and your family, and stay healthy. I don't care about your political views or any of that shit. I just need everybody to be healthy. I don't want to lose any more people in the next 27 more days. Like I'm tired of this shit. So people focus up, do the right thing, and know that we love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys Wednesday. All right.
Hold on. That's crazy.
Go ahead,
That's crazy because That he texted me. That's when you know it's real. You know what I mean? He said thank you for having us on the show. Real quick, I want to touch on something before we get out of here. Real quick, we booking interviews for February right now. When we talk about booking interviews, that's strictly Wednesday nights. So make sure y'all lock in. You know what I mean? I had a couple people who last minute backed out. Cool stuff happens. You know what I mean? That's all right. You know what I mean? But the line is just getting longer and longer and longer. So make sure y'all hit us up. Hit us up now for February. January's booked. Just got the last slide out there today. So let's get that February.
It says February. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, don't book too much. Save some room for my events. Only I get to do this. I get the special event. So guess what? If you guys keep booking interviews, then we can't do special events. That means I can't bring on extra people. So no. I don't know. I don't know.
We could go during the week. We can do other stuff. Y'all keep booking those interviews. Make it happen. And again, listen, we not only looking for artists, man. You entrepreneur, comedy, anything you do, dance, anything you do that's independently run, hit us up, man. You know what I mean? That's what this is about. It's about getting the whole independent scene out there as a whole. He said, Stitcher said, I'm going to hit y'all once I finish my Love Letter project. Definitely hit us. You already know what time it is. But like Shah said, that's our time. Make sure y'all catch. I don't know if Shah's going to send this one or the other one. We're going to see how it works out. But definitely catch us next Wednesday, 7 p.m. We got the homie in.
I sent the other one out already. I'm going to send this one out too.
All right. So you already know.
Yeah.
Don't forget, go like the YouTube page. We got the YouTube page.
Share the YouTube videos. We need to get the YouTube subscribers and likes up. Like we're not all right on Facebook, but we've been pumping the Facebook for a while. So we need the same for the YouTube. That's the reason why we did it, is because a lot of people are like, yo, I ain't got YouTube. I don't got Facebook. You put it on YouTube. Now we put it on YouTube. We need you guys to share that shit and get other people and let people know. And I'm gonna start sharing shit. I'm gonna take homies' advice and do the right thing. It sounds better when it comes from somebody else, right?
Yeah, fuck you. It's about that time, man.
All right, man. We love y'all. Y'all be safe and tune in Wednesday. You already know. All right, we out. Deuces. Easy.